On March 4th, 2018, conservative political commentator Candace Owens went on air with Fox News, claiming that the reason that the Democrats were targeting the NRA was because the NRA was founded as a civil rights organization to help African Americans defend themselves from the KKK. And though it sounds very nice, contrary to Candace Owens' narrative, which by the way generated millions and millions of dollars for the NRA, drove her white support base upward and opened up doors which I believe led to the self-proclaimed fact-based org, Prager University, giving her own show. It's all a lie and couldn't be further from the truth. Now, I don't expect you guys to believe me. Let me give you a short introduction to the history of the KKK and the NRA so that you may, as an individual, draw your own logical conclusion, utilizing critical thinking. Now, as many of you probably learned in school, the reign of the KKK only lasted from the late 1800s after the Civil War to the 1960s when equal voting rights was enacted. Now, somewhat coincidentally, it was in the 1960s when many African Americans decided that they were going to begin to exercise their right to bear arms because their rights to vote was being compromised. During this time, a bill was introduced by a Republican known as Don Mulford, which was aimed at disarming black policing organizations. A bill that was publicly supported, by the way, by the NRA. Take into account that many of these policing organizations in the 60s were actually formed by black leaders to deter the KKK from firebombing their businesses in the middle of night, as well as discouraging corrupt law enforcement officials from entering their neighborhoods and brutally beating black kids. Conclusively, though, the NRA is considered one of the first civil rights organizations formed in America. But it had absolutely nothing to do with helping African American communities, but instead semantics, because they became the first organization to advocate for gun rights and championing for the Second Amendment. It makes them a civil rights organization, even if the organization itself was founded with the mere purpose of enhancing marksmanship after the Civil War and not championing for everybody to own arms. And this is the savage truth.